All right. Well, thank you all very much for being here this evening. I do appreciate it. We're just going to kind of go through some information about Falcon Friends. Please feel free to raise a hand or to just jump in. It's pretty informal tonight. If you have a question about the program that you want myself or Megan to answer for you. Megan's going to be helping us out with the folks that are coming in. And Megan, if there's anything that I don't catch in the chat, if you wouldn't mind just letting us know as well, so that way I can pause. But definitely want to try to provide as much information as I can. Just quick introduction. I'm Sam Eshelman, assistant principal, and certainly work pretty directly with our campus safety assistants. And then Megan, if you want to just pop on and introduce yourself real quick, taking over this year for our Falcon Friends program.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I am Megan Wallace, and I'm new to AOMS. I have a sixth grader who just started. So I've taken on the role of Falcon Friend Coordinator. So this is all brand new to me, so I'm learning as we go along as well. But I'm here to support you guys and to help answer any questions, and I can get as much info as I can over to you from Mr. Eshelman.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan. There'll be a couple of different slides tonight that I'll share that will have some contact information. So if you want to jot a phone number or an email address down, that'd be a good time. And like I said, this is being recorded, so we can certainly share out the slides and this video as well. So Falcon Friends is a program that supports twofold. One, helps us to get our students active and moving around at lunchtime. We love our kiddos. They're off to a great start to the year. We know they love to move around and getting them out of those seats and getting them out of classrooms and giving them an opportunity to do that. We have a lot of students on our campus. We're a pretty big middle school. We have two different lunch periods. Our first lunch is just for 8th graders. Our second lunch has both 6th and 7th grade together, and that's a large lunch. So we're doing the best we can with 2 administrators and our campus safety team. But the more folks that we can have to support, and helps them get them active and doing things at lunchtime, but also helps us in just making sure that we have a safe campus environment. So first and foremost, we're very much appreciative of anyone who would come out and volunteer their time in helping us, make our campus more dynamic and safe. So we'll talk a little bit about who some folks are on campus that you'll get to know, kind of what our vision is for the program, what your role would be as a Falcon Friend, and then kind of how we can get involved. So we certainly want to make sure, as I said, that we are providing a fun lunchtime activities for students. They certainly enjoy that time to get to catch up with friends and talk, but it's also an opportunity where some kiddos definitely want to get out and play and move around. We typically are opening up either our field space or a blacktop area where kiddos can either toss a football, kick a soccer ball, sometimes play basketball. We've had in the past a ping pong table that we're still working on fixing that up a little bit to get that back out there. And we definitely have games as well in the foyer area of our gym, if you've ever been on campus, where students can not only participate in indoor, but also outdoor activities. So for our Falcon Friends, you're not coming on and supplanting the role of a campus safety assistant. We want you to have fun and build some positive relationship with kids. If there are things that pop up, we'll talk about how to address them. But I certainly want to start off and just make sure you know that I'm not asking you to come in and be campus security. It's really just meant to be an extra set of eyes on campus. Certainly any sort of higher level intervention, we'll jump in either from an administrative standpoint or from our campus safety assistant team. This is our kind of our school's mission statement, and I certainly think it rings true in this regard as well, that we want to team up with our wonderful parents and community to provide a great positive experience for our students. If we're operating at our best, it's when we're collaborating together as a community, both of folks, full-time on the campus, but also our parent volunteers. So we do appreciate your support. Megan introduced herself a short time ago. She is our new Falcon Friends coordinator. If you were with us last year, Sandrine Gibson is passing off the reins to Megan. Sandrine's still around, so we can definitely make sure that we're all coordinating together, and we do appreciate all of her knowledge and expertise and time. Megan's going to do an outstanding job, so looking forward to working with her as well. Miss Johnston is our principal. She is out and about at lunchtime as well. Her and I tend to roam around and help with supervision. We have one full-time campus safety assistant, and I recognize I left one person off. We have 4 part-time campus safety assistants. So those folks will be actively supervising the campus. They're great sources of information if you're wondering about, hey, can I go here? Can I go there? If there is an issue with students that needs to have some intervention, they're a great go-to to try to resolve whatever you're working on. When the front office, our team there, Laura and Nell, are mainly who you would check in with on a day-to-day basis. We do from time to time have students that are unfortunately injured at lunchtime or trip or fall. Becky is our nurse and does a great job, and we have 2 custodians that are kind of your go-to if there's something that needs some maintenance. And we can definitely make sure if you are volunteering, one of those first couple of days you're there, we'll walk around and get to know folks, so that way you have a good sense of who you can go to if you need some help. So some things to encourage. I won't go through this entire list, but again, we don't want you coming in thinking that you are extra security or safety for the campus. More so, we want you to be there to kind of just create and foster an environment where students can get active and work some of those wiggles out and have fun at lunchtime. We want to be positive with them. Please don't feel like you have to come in and discipline any students. That's certainly more of a role that I would step into if there's something that needs some intervention. We want you to be a resource for students, but certainly want you to be kind of that positive role model and provide some extra eyes. If there is a situation where you need to communicate with us, there's plenty of staff out and about to be able to call us in. So again, some things potentially to avoid would be, kind of stepping in and providing kind of that corrective action. In the past, we've had certain folks that have kind of just wanted to watch their kid as they've walked around. I certainly understand that temptation. We want you to, obviously check in with your kiddo if they're there, but we certainly want some eyes around as many students as possible. We want to try to designate certain areas where we would have activities set up for students. If there is anything that requires, an administrator or a campus safety assistant to come in, please let us know. Don't try to intervene yourself. Generally, want you to maintain a safe environment. This is an opportunity for students to get out and be active, and we would love your help with that. There will be times potentially where you will see or hear things that are confidential. Again, just kind of understanding that if you are coming on campus in this volunteer capacity, that you kind of respect that and certain student privacy. Certainly want you to understand that taking pictures would not be appropriate, or interviewing or asking students questions would not be appropriate either. On a day-to-day basis, as I said, we have 2 different lunch periods. The first lunch period is set up for our 8th grade students on a normal day, a non-early day. That starts at 11:11 and runs to 11:41. Our second lunch is for 6th and 7th grade students. It's 12:04 to 12:34. They're each a half hour. You can communicate with us if you're interested in volunteering. We certainly are not going to turn away help. We would ask that you kind of commit to potentially both lunches, but if that's certainly not possible for you, we'll work with you. Please communicate with Megan and I, and we'll work through that schedule as best we can. You'll sign in the front office always. We don't allow adults on campus without appropriate signage or a badge of some sort. So we want you checking in at the front office each time. You'll have a lanyard you'll take with you. And then there will be some folks out to kind of help you out. So there will either be, in the past, Sandrine Gibson has worked on campus. I know Megan's in a different capacity, but I'm sure there'll be times where Megan is around. If she's not, myself or our campus safety team are good resources of information. If you have a question, we can help you. If you're wondering, is this area open today or where should I go? Our campus safety team will direct you with that. We do have kind of some positive behavior reward systems set up. Falcon tickets is our way for if we see students treating others with kindness or helping another student or picking up some trash or things like that. We can reward those positive behaviors. We'll give you some of those as well. When you're done, you'll bring equipment back. Again, we'll kind of teach you where to check that equipment in. you'll sign out. And if there's anything that we need to address, certainly let us know so that way we can follow up. When you're out on the field, especially here, we are going to close off our field for lunchtime the next couple of days due to the excessive heat. But just be aware we do get a lot of sun out there. We will always tell you which field areas are going to be open. And there'll be processes that students are aware of. They're not allowed to bring backpacks out there. They shouldn't be eating on the field. They need to finish their lunch first. And so certainly we want them to understand those processes. We're training them up on that. But if you see anything like that, please help us reinforce that. The students, like as I mentioned, can play football or soccer. Those are the two most popular. Sometimes we'll open up the blacktop so they can play basketball. Just want to make sure they're returning all that equipment to us at the end of each lunch period. We ask that you kind of keep an eye on certain things. We want students to be active out on the field. If they want to just socialize with friends, there's plenty of space to do that down in the quad. So we're trying to keep that area up there just for games and playing around. If there's food or drinks, please let us know, or you can remind students not to have that. And we also ask at lunchtime, there is kind of a section on the southwest part of the field where there are some pull-up bars and monkey bars. We just ask students not to be down there. In the foyer area of the gym, we have some table games set up. We're working on ping pong, as I mentioned. There's air hockey, there's foosball. There are some board games. So definitely want to make sure we're engaging with students as much as possible and just kind of keeping an eye on them. Things are pretty controlled in there, but if there's anything that you feel requires us to kind of get involved with, please let us know and we can step in and talk to students as needed. So again, I'll share this out, but our bell schedule is also available on our website. Just wanted to, again, make sure you're aware of the times. And then we'll talk with Megan about sending out some information about signing up to volunteer for these times. Preference would be certainly be if you're signing up for both lunch periods, with the understanding that, you know, that you're volunteering, and we'll appreciate any help that we can get. So if for whatever reason you're only available for a certain lunch, we'll work with you. Wanted to give you just a little visual. Most students will spend lunchtime in that commons area or lunch area. That's where most of our students that just kind of want to take a load off, have some lunch, sit at a table, they'll be there. The two spaces or I should say three, one is just right by the gymnasium. There's a little foyer area in there. That's where our table games are set up. If you're outdoors, our two field spaces, the soccer field there on the right, baseball field on the left, or blacktop is circled underneath baseball field. Those are our common spaces. We work with PE to make sure we're not intruding on their instructional space. All right. If you want to jot down phone numbers or email addresses, this is a good place to do so. And I'll post this here just for a second. Again, I'm happy to be a resource for you. Megan is going to really start coordinating the signups of volunteers to get them out there. But if you have general school questions or questions about our program, I'm happy to kind of explain those a little bit more in detail. But definitely want to make sure that you understand, one, we're very appreciative of anyone that's willing to come out and help us out. And kind of understanding our purpose is to really make sure we're providing opportunities for students to get out and get active during lunchtime. All right, there's a lot of information. Happy to answer any questions you might have. So I'm going to open it up and see if anyone has anything they need clarifying. And I'll stop the recording now as well.